Hi everyone and welcome back to the YouTube channel. So in this video we'll be working on a Golf. It's a Volkswagen people's car, and if you're gonna go lower, the grill will probably tell you it's a R32. So legendary engine with bit of a legendary issue, timing chain is stretched. So this particular car needs a timing chain doing. On a cold startup it's rattling quite bad. When it's warm up you can still hear it in the engine. So the plan is we would like to get it done in 2 days. So I'm gonna lift the car up, drain the oil, drop the box and see what's the state of the chain. Okay, so this is the engine from underneath. DSG sump's getting a bit rusty. There was some obvious coolant leak, but nothing major. It's not that bad. There's no major oil leaks from the engine. However, the exhaust is unsplittable. This is for Mr. Grinder only. And it's a normal car, like some other viewers are saying this is just surface rust. The whole car have a surface rust. Yeah, surface rust will never get through the chassis, no chance. It will be surface rust forever. So, but anyways, my plan is today and tomorrow, and hopefully that's the only 2 days where I'm willing to spend on this. Drop the subframe, and I'm probably gonna leave the steering rack on there. I don't want to disconnect the power steering, and my plan will be not to remove the exhaust, because once it will be removed I'm not sure what we're gonna do then. And I would really like to drop the gearbox with the transfer box together. I can see the bolt on the gearbox here. I'm not sure if there's one more on top, we will see. And we drain the oil out. Oil looks old, like the rest of the car looks old, but that's why we're here. Timing change up, let's do it. Okay, so we dropped the subframe down. Wasn't that bad. Definitely somebody was working on it before. The loom, which is going to the power steering, this 10mm bolt wasn't tight. We will continue with the dry shafts, prop shaft. We have to drop these covers, both of them, and we will try to start taking all the bits from the box from underneath, and then we're gonna continue from the top. Okay, so here we are. There's our socket onto the intake manifold bolts. So I don't want to remove the front end because I'm not sure how the bumper is attached to it, and so on and so on and so on. So I'm gonna do it from underneath. The question now is how I'm gonna put it back on. That will be probably more difficult than removing it. Vykrútený. Tento není vykrútený, chápem. Okay, so I did try to make some magic, but it didn't work out. As you can tell, this is free, but I'm not able to take it out from the top because there's no space and there's a fuel rail, and I'm not able to slide it to the left because of the headlight. I'm not able to slide it to the right because of the rocker cover. So unfortunately, you gotta drop the front end. What can you do? Life with the VR6 engines. Okay, so I managed to take out the intake manifold. It wasn't that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Anyways, next step will be, probably we have to drain the coolant from bottom of the radiator, ideally, because we have a thermostat housing going into the cylinder head, what needs to be removed. The cable from the DSG gotta be removed, and we're probably gonna start unscrewing the gearbox around, and we have to hang the engine. So that will be the next step. Too much oil. Right, guys, so I did remove the cover, rocker cover. This is the chain. You can probably tell there's a quite big movement between the chain pins, but that'll be replaced, that's fine. The problem what we have at the moment, we need a new housing, brilliant. And I forgot to order these two O-rings for the coolant pipe. And I did manage to find a bolt which is hidden in there, so I'm really hoping that will be accessible from underneath. But right now we have to hang the engine. I will remove the gearbox mount, and we will start removing the gearbox. Okay, situation update. I managed to remove the starter motor, as you can probably tell. So all the wiring and all the piping is out of the way. Somehow, I'm really hoping we'll be able to drop the gearbox without removing the transfer box, which is here. And the dodgy bolt, which was over there, where's the rusty spot, was removed. So I'm really happy. We also removed the 16mm bolts, which were there and there. So the transfer box is basically not attached to the gearbox anymore. The bolt inside is removed, of course. And the reason why I'm not dropping the transfer box down is the rusty exhaust, what I don't even want to touch or look. And that's the reason why we can't take the prop shaft out. So, next step, drop the gearbox. It's just one last 16mm bolt holding us. And then we can get to the timing chains. So, we took the gearbox off, as you can tell, didn't fall down, we put it down. And very soon we will reveal the timing chain, and we will compare the old one with the new one and see what's the length difference. However, I've got a feeling this was done in the past because there's loads of silicone again. So I'm not sure what was going on, but something was going on. We will see in a minute. Okay, dual mass is off, and sooner or later this will be an oil leak, so the gearbox will be coming off anyways. I would say we will start with the top chain cover. Then we will continue with the 10 mils on the bottom and see how the chain's looking. Okay guys, so situation update. The timing is completely out from point of camshaft. So this camshaft is sort of fine. This one is 90 degrees out. And the crankshaft is in place. But yeah, something happened.
This piston is up. We need to go down.
Yeah, I will probably take off the bottom chain. We will move the crankshaft in some kind of middle position, and we're gonna put this in place first. So that's the next step. The plastic bracket is broken. Timing chain cover is damaged. That was grinding. We have to drop the oil sump as well to clear up all the debris. Another problem what I did found is thermostat housing, which is here. This fell apart, as you can tell, so you need a new thermostat housing. You also need a new gearbox mount. You also need new engine mount. You will also need new dual mass flywheel. And also the gear wheel. The smaller one is part of the kit, but the bigger one wasn't part of the kit, and that's fully damaged, so we can't use that one. So yeah, unfortunately it requires a bit more money. So what's the situation update? Well, the engine is in timing position. We managed to put everything where it should be. So basically the crank have like a mark, what I'm gonna show you later. There's a tooth which is like brushed down, so that should line up with the cap. Camshafts basically have the cuts from the front. There will be a plate insert, and meanwhile I prepared everything what we're actually replacing. You can compare the old chain with the new chain. There's definitely a really small difference, but I will not measure them to a 0.0 millimeter. But the previous one what we've done, this longer chain was actually stretched quite a lot, so these ones are quite good. In the kit what I bought, there was a wheel included, but unfortunately the wheel which wasn't included looks like this. So actually very sad situation. This is for that's a gear for an oil pump, and some smart people online are saying that should be replaced anyways because they used to fail. So we will replace it. We have a new one here already, so that will be replaced. Of course we have new bolts, all the plastic guides, new chains, all the gaskets what we need for the water port, for the thermostat housing, which is here new as well because the old one start cracking from inside, so we have to replace it. Rocker cover gasket, of course. Actually we have quite expensive bits here. These two cheeky solenoids which are controlling the VVT, and what else? Oh yes, reason why we can't continue, the dual mass flywheel is on back order till Tuesday, and I don't have the gearbox mount, which is a bit wobbly. The engine mount is not any better, so that will be replaced as well, so I can't really continue. But anyways, meanwhile I have to drop the oil sump off because there will be quite loads of plastic debris, I suppose. So that will need cleaning, so nothing will get into the oil pickup pipe. And I'm probably gonna see you in the next video. Okay guys, so unfortunately I can't really continue because we don't have all the parts. Meanwhile I'll be cleaning up all the timing chain covers, the oil sump, and so on and so on and so on. and we will continue in the next video. For some reason we are not really lucky with last few cars. Only Miroslav is lucky with the S4s. That's a good car. And yeah, all the cars are basically stuck on the ramp, or they've forcibly pushed out in the yard with no engines and lots of components missing. So yeah, have to wait for a bit. So probably see you in the next video where we will continue with the R32. We'll put everything back together, and hopefully we will even start the car and there will be no fault codes. I'm not sure if you're actually going to drive it, because I don't think there's MOT, insurance and all the necessary stuff for the vehicle to be used on the roads, but we will see. So take care for now.